There we go. I'm going to put this aside and we're going to continue making our cheese. Push this over. Bring this one back. I bet you never thought you can make cheese with rice, right? There we go. And look at that beautiful color. Okay. Push it down. A little bit of salt. Now you could rub it in if you want, if you have clean hands or a glove. Or you can just do it the way I'm doing it and just folding it in. We will also put some salt on top later on. I think this is good. So we're going to get, again, about 3 cheeses out of this batch. And this is a cheese where I did not even measure the nuts. I just threw the nuts in a blender and I worked it till it was nice and thick. You don't want it watery, otherwise you're going to have to use a nut bag to drain your nuts. And that's going to take a forever job. Okay, so here's this cheese. And just work it around. Very easy. You don't even have to dirty your hands if you don't want to. There we go. And people wonder, why do I make aged cheese rather than the other one? I do make the other one, and the other one's good if I'm melting like mozzarella on pizza, or my grandkids prefer the other one over the strong cheese, but they do eat this one, the strong cheese once in a while, but they do prefer the softer cheese. And so I do make the other one, but coming from an Italian family, we prefer these beautiful aged cheese over the softer cheese. Unfortunately, these cheese don't melt like the softer cheese, like the vegan softer cheese. But I'll tell you something, the deliciousness of this cheese is worth it. Push this over. Maybe I'll make this last one as one, just one big cheese. Yeah, might as well make one. See, now if you want perfect cheese, guys, you need to measure this. You need to get a little scale and just measure the amount so you get even discs. But we really don't care. It's not that I'm selling it at this point. I used to sell my cheese, but at this point we're just eating it. If I'm making video for you guys, I don't have time to make cheese and sell it. So I just make enough for the family. There we go. My God, tastes just like Parmigiano. Some salt. I'm gonna just pat that down. We will add salt to the outside of our cheese. There we go. And this we will put on top of here. Whoop. They're not super small cheese, but they're not super big cheese either. There we go. I realize that I say here we go a lot. Okay, now, if we're going to put paper around this, you know the trick, guys, right? You're going to use this as a glue, and it's going to close your paper up for you. Okay. Here's our beautiful cheese. Just going to push this over. You can see it. Okay. Paper. I always save it. I never throw this paper out. We're going to put that around the cheese. Measure it off. We're just going to cut this off to the side. And look what we do. We take a little bit of that cheese. We put it right onto the side of my paper. And there it is. There's your glue right there. See it? It just holds your paper together. And then you can, if you want to make it really pretty, what you could do is you can tie, I'll show you. Get yourself a little bit of twine, and it just makes it nice if you're giving this away to someone as a gift. So we just cut it. You could go around twice if you really want to get fancy, or you could just go around once. I can't find my scissors. Okay, and the trick is, here we go. You go around once, again, and look. Now, you could either leave it this way, or you can make another knot. There we go. You can knot it one more time, or you could just leave it the way it is. And we're going to press this cheese down, and we're going to salt it on both sides later on. I'm just going to do my wrapping, and it's also easier when we're, look what I just did. When we're flipping over the cheese, it's a lot easier when we have our paper on the cheese. Plus, when you give someone a nice gift like this, they really, really appreciate it. So this is great to give as gifts also. Trust me, one Christmas, that's what I did. I got my sisters some beautiful cheese cutting boards with some cheese knives and some of my cheese. And they were all boxed in beautiful brown boxes that I bought. And what a lovely gift to give to someone. Okay, does this go around? There we go. Cut it. A little bit of cheese as glue. Holds my paper in place. And we're going to wrap it. Now, what's good about this is that you also, like, if you wrap it with a certain color paper or a certain color paper or certain color twine, it also distinguishes what kind of cheese you've got going. Wrap once, wrap two, and there we go. Tie it up. Sorry, not even showing you. Okay, there we go. Press it down. Cheese number two. And finally, this little guy. Well, he's not that little. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Find the spot. A little bit of cheese glue. Close it up. Here we are. Turn. One more. See how it holds on its own? I remember when I started to make cheese and I was trying to tie my cheese, it was always loose because I would always do that single knot and it would just unravel and my ribbon was always loose around the cheese. Okay, so here we go, and all we have to do now is salt them, and they go into a box. Now, if you have a dehydrator, you could try and force dry the cheese, or you could just let it go on its own and let it, there we go. Or you could just let it go on its own and it dries up in the box. Now, I'm just going to place this in the box as is. Come tomorrow, I'm going to flip it over. I can put this cheese in the same box as my other cheese because I did put penicillium in this cheese. But I just want to see if I could get some blue on the outside. I really don't care if it doesn't get blue on the inside. I want this one to stay as creamy as possible on the inside, or as light as possible. If it gets some blue on the outside, that's okay, because it keeps the cheese moist, believe it or not. So I will use a separate box. I put the penicillium in here for flavor, not to make my cheese blue. If it comes blue on the outside, I'm okay with it too. I'm not worried about that. If it doesn't come out blue on the outside, I'm okay, because I just want it as a flavor. So you have to make some sort of cave. Either you're going to use a plastic bin like Carrie did, or the original guy who did make the cheese, I think his name is Thomas. I found his website the other day, which was pretty interesting, but he doesn't really tell us how long before it got as blue as it got. I know it takes time, so that's a good thing. We're going to try and give it all the time it wants. But it does need humidity. So I did use a plastic bag. You're going to see my part 5 of my video. I did use a plastic bag to keep the humidity in the cheese itself. Now, people are going to say, well, that's not a Parmigiano. That's not how you do it. Well, of course it's not. This is vegan cheese. It's not cow cheese. So as long as I get the flavors that I like and I'm accustomed to, I'm happy with it. I really don't care, because I am not going to kill or hurt any animal to get milk when it should go to their babies. I'm going to be happy with my nut cheese. If it tastes like Parmigiano, hey, bonus, right? And if it doesn't, it's still going to taste good. Trust me, it's still going to taste good. So here is this recipe, and I hope you guys like it. Like I said, I usually make this recipe without the penicillium in it, but I wanted to give it that stronger cheese taste, so I did put the penicillium, and you're going to see in the beginning of the video. But the idea is to get a nice strong cheese. Keep my fingers crossed that it's going to be a fantastic cheese. So now this is going to go into a box, and then trust me, I am going to enjoy this cheese. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you do try it, let me know what it tastes like to you. After you've made your batter, come back and message me, or leave a comment on my video and tell me what it reminds you, because let me tell you, this is, if you taste this, you could swear it tastes like Parmigiano. It is so good. Now, do you consider this a raw cheese? Mostly raw, because I put cooked rice in it. We know that it's not going to be raw. Because I put some miso in it, you know, they have to cook the beans to make it ferment, so it's not going to be completely raw. But the nuts are completely raw. So I guess you could call this a fusion. But I'll tell you, fusion, no fusion, this is going to be delicious, because if you taste just the batter as is, and it hasn't even aged yet, I could just imagine how good this is going to be when it's aged. So salt it. Don't salt it while you're making your batter. Just salt it after by sprinkling some salt right into the cheese when you're making your discs. And then we're going to salt the top. As this starts getting wet, the salt with the moisture of the cheese, I'm going to be able to flip it over and salt it on the other side. I might salt it a couple of times, both back and over, under and top, and just let it get firm enough where you can cut it and enjoy it. It doesn't have to go completely hard, but if you want it to be more like a Parmigiano, you're going to have to make it, again, aged to the point where when you cut it, it's a harder cheese. So guys, I hope you like this recipe. Give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, and I'll see you in my next video.